Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's weekly wellness workshop. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Hailey, and my husband, Dr. Ryan Hyde, and I are the owners and chiropractors at Glacier Family Chiropractic and Wellness in downtown Columbia Falls. And we do these online workshops once a week. We don't do these workshops for ourselves. We don't do these workshops to add more work to our plate. We do these workshops because we are really trying to help the individuals in our community make a difference and a change within their health and their wellness. So our topic today is all about journaling, and specifically we're talking about journaling made easy and effective. So journaling is something I have done on and off throughout my entire life. I've kind of always used it as just a private outlet for my own thoughts to kind of untangle my brain, usually is what I say. But I also understand that journaling is something that's not always an organic process for everybody. We don't always know where to begin, or maybe it can feel kind of awkward or uncomfortable, or maybe we just even feel vulnerable and we get nervous about putting those things on paper. But hopefully after today's workshop, you will feel a little bit more empowered in your ability to journal in a way that is productive and not quite so scary. So first, I think it's important that we understand why we should even journal in the first place. As I said, journaling is something that I have always loved. I have not always been consistent about it in terms of doing it on a daily basis, but it's something that I have been consistent with throughout the course of my life, and I always come back to it. And it's because there's so many benefits to journaling. So for me, as I had mentioned, the biggest one is just feeling like I can take all of my thoughts that maybe feel kind of scattered in my brain and I can put it down on paper. It simplifies things. It helps me gain more clarity around what I'm experiencing. It helps me to process my emotions, and no one else is going to read it. So it gives me a real peace of mind in terms of that. I think journaling is also amazing because it can allow for an increased sense of clarity. So if you caught that just a couple minutes ago, I said when I journal, it kind of feels like I'm tackling all of these thoughts that are tangled in my brain, and it just slowly untangles them. I don't know what it is about putting those thoughts to paper, but it really does make a difference when things go from in here to being down on pen and paper. Not only does it provide clarity around maybe your emotions and how you're feeling, but as you're going to learn today, there's ways that you can journal that aren't just about, taking care of your emotions or managing stress or whatever, but you can really use journaling as a tool to help you with whatever your goals are, whether it's personal goals or professional goals. And ultimately, this healthy habit supports personal and professional growth when you work on it consistently over time, just like any other healthy routine. Journaling doesn't have to be complicated. It can feel really overcomplicated. It can feel a bit overwhelming, but the prompt I am going to teach you today will simplify this process. The technique we're going to show you today, or the prompt I'm going to show you today, is something that was taught to us by some of our most valued mentors. And what I love about this too, and I think what my husband loves about it too, is it doesn't take a lot of time. It can take as little as 5 minutes, or it's something you can spend hours on if you choose to. I've used this prompt dozens and dozens of times over, and I have moments where I've gotten I want to say it's 5 different topics within this. I've gotten all 5 topics covered on one piece of page. I've also had, each of those 5 topics take an entire page within themselves. So there is no time restraint on it. There is no number count or anything. Just do what feels good and natural to you. So let's talk about this prompt specifically. So we break it down with the abbreviations G, J, D, AS, and SOUP. So as we go through this, you'll understand what those mean. Now, first, with this prompt series, we are starting with gratitude. I did a workshop around Thanksgiving where we talked all about the benefits of practicing gratitude on a regular basis, whether we're journaling or we have a prayer of gratitude, or we just say out loud the things that we are grateful for, when we practice our gratitude, when we count our blessings, those things become more abundant. I know in that workshop too, hi Kim, I see you there. I had mentioned in that same workshop that our brain's autopilot is to be on a negative feedback loop constantly. Most of our thoughts, even if we're a great and amazing person, are negative. So practicing gratitude helps you to experience more of those positives in life. So it's simple. When you're starting with that G topic, you just ask yourself, what are you grateful for today? Now, when I use this prompt, a lot of my things that I'm grateful for, I write down every single time, but sometimes it can be the silliest, smallest little things. Like maybe I'm having a really bad day and I'm grateful for the person at the grocery store who was kind to me. Or maybe I had a really crappy day, but I'm grateful because my meal was warm and delicious. And I do think it's important that when you are practicing gratitude and you're listing these things, that you focus on both the big and the small things. I'm a pretty firm believer that the things we have to be most grateful for in life, we often, take advantage of it, or we take it for granted. We don't think about it because we're just used to it being our norm, like having heat, having a roof over our head while we're dealing with, this rough winter weather, having a full fridge, having a cozy bed to curl up into, having a healthy relationship. All of those things are things that we should be grateful for. So that is the first prompt, gratitude. Second prompt in this journaling routine is joys. So with joys, you are listing out or writing about what makes you happy and what helps you to experience joy. Now, when I first learned this journaling prompt at a leadership conference, I remember the speaker saying that it is surprising how difficult it can be to list the things that bring you joy. And at first I thought he was crazy, and then I sat down to do it, and it really did feel a little bit more overwhelming than I anticipated it to. But again, this goes back to the more you practice gratitude, the more you reflect on the things that bring you joy, the more abundance you'll experience in those areas in your life, because it is really easy to focus on the negative and the things that are frustrating. So gratitude and joys. Step 3 is dreams. So for dreams, what dreams do you have for yourself? It doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are. It doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. We all have dreams, and our dreams are very important. Putting them on paper is the first step towards making your dreams a reality. Dreams for me is something that's easy to list and go on and on and on. I'm a daydreamer. I always have been. I have a lot of goals and ambitions. So I would say that on a regular basis, what I put down for dreams may vary a little bit compared to what I put on my gratitude list or my joys list. Dreams are going to go hand in hand with action steps. Action steps allow us to do what we need to do in order to achieve those dreams. So with action steps, I just think, what action steps will I take today that are in alignment with the goals that I have? Now, don't be like me and make a list of 80 different action steps you need to take. You really want to keep it simple. So start with just simply 1 to 3 action steps, and then go from there. If you crush those 3, you can always add more. But by starting simple and accomplishing those things, it builds up our sense of confidence. It builds up our trust in ourselves to get these things done, and you can always add more to that list. So get clear on what your dreams are, and then list out 1 to 3 action steps that you can take to help you get closer to those dreams. Last but not least, in this 5-step journaling process is called soup. And we're not going to list what our favorite soups are, although I'd be really interested to know what your favorite soups are, because I'm a soup person. But with soup, this is actually an acronym for Set Others Up to Prosper. So I love this because we're not just taking our journaling time for ourselves. We do take some time for ourselves at first, but then we're also taking some time to reflect on what can we do to support the people in our lives. So when I personally go to journal and I get to that soup section, I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about my husband. We live together, we work together. So I'm thinking, what can I do to better support him? I'm also thinking about the things I could do for my patients, the people that I work for. Maybe there is a friend that's having a hard time, or somebody that I feel like I just want to love on a little extra. And I'll take some time to reflect on that soup with those individuals. So what I would encourage you to do is think about the people that you spend time with in your life. So whether it's your coworkers and the team you work with, or the team that works for you, or whatever, whether it is your spouse or your child, it could be a family member or just somebody that you care about. Take some time to reflect on what you can do to help set them up for success. So our 5 prompts there, just to sum it up: gratitude, joys, dreams, action steps, soup. You can take hours to do it if you want. You can literally get this done in 5 minutes. If I recall correctly, when we did this at the leadership conference that we went to, I'm pretty sure we had a 5-minute timer on, and you had to get through all those topics within 5 minutes just so you could practice doing it in a quick time period. If you can get it done a little bit more quickly, you're more likely to do it on a regular basis. Sometimes, though, it feels really therapeutic to just dive in deep to these topics. So do whatever feels right to you. What I love about these prompts is that it hits key areas that really require clarity in order to experience progress in your life, whether it's personally or professionally. It can feel really easy to get jumbled and overwhelmed. So this simplifies things and provides you with better clarity of the situation. What I would like from you is I would love for you to try this journal prompt, whether you spend 5 minutes doing it tonight, 5 minutes in the morning, or tomorrow during the day. Take some time to test this journaling prompt out this week and let us know what you think, whether you share it with me, whether you share it with Dr. Ryan. We would love to know what your thoughts and opinions were. If you have any questions about this topic specifically, whether it's the prompts we discussed or maybe some of the ones Dr. Ryan brought up or something different altogether when it comes to journaling, we would love to be that resource for you. So do not hesitate to reach out, whether we see you in person at the office or you reach out online. And then next week, Dr. Ryan will be discussing how to build your immune system naturally. This feels like a very spot on time to cover this topic because, at least in our area here in Columbia Falls and in Montana, people have been dropping left and right, getting sick, cold and flu symptoms, stomach bug issues, all sorts of things. So we're going to discuss those things in next week's workshop, and we're going to give you a slew of different tips and different things you can do to support your own immune system, but also help support the immune systems of your loved ones. So I hope you found some value in that workshop tonight. Please, if you have any questions, just drop them on the comments, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks.